and Mark Austin.
Good evening. The arrogance of Jimmy Savile, confronted with claims of sex abuse, is revealed in a police interview conducted 2 years before he died. In the interview, he says, as a TV and radio presenter, he didn't need to assault women, they assaulted him. He rubbished each claim against him, saying women made them to make money, and normally, he said, you can brush them away like midges. Our UK editor, Lucy Manning, reports on the lies of a serial sex abuser.
Lying and denying. 2009 and police finally catch up with Jimmy Savile, and we can reveal exactly what he told them. In his office at Stoke Mandeville Hospital, they questioned him under caution. It is Jimmy Savile in his own words. James Wilson Savile, he confirms his name and then his age. Telling the officers, "That makes me 83 and proud that in 83 years I've never done anything wrong." The police put to him the allegations from several girls at Duncroft School that he assaulted them. It was said that she had a blanket over her knee. You went under the blanket. No, ridiculous. In front of 30, in front of all the people? What are you talking about? Ridiculous. Did you then move her hand round, causing you to become aroused? No, not at all, not at all. It's starting to sound like the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, this. In fact, Savile, the lies continuing, tells officers how at Top of the Pops, it's the girls throwing themselves at him.
42 years ago, I said, welcome to the very first Top of the Pops.
When you're doing Top of the Pops and Radio 1, what you don't do is assault women. They assault you, that's for sure. And you don't have to, because you've got plenty of girls about and all that. So dealing with something like this is out of the question and totally wrong. Full stop. The police continue to press him on allegations from girls at Duncroft and Stoke Mandeville Hospital. They ask, "So are you sexually attracted to girls under 16? No, exactly the opposite, says Savile. Have you ever sexually assaulted any girl under 16? Never, never.
Well, naturally, the victims are gutted that he was never brought to justice. And we know now, and the police have admitted it, that in 2009 the lines weren't joined up.
Savile admits there were a number of allegations over the years. This, his excuse. There's women looking for a few quid. We always get something like this coming up for Christmas because we want a few quid for Christmas, right? And normally you can brush them away like midges. Then he boasts, "I own this hospital. NHS run it, I own it, and that's not bad." And the former Surrey policeman whose ITV programme helped expose Savile says it shows a man trying to dominate the 56-minute interview.
This is a man who's incredibly controlling. He makes threats to the police officers. He talks about controlling how he owns Stoke Mandeville. He talks about how he's had the keys for Broadmoor. And he makes a direct threat to the officers that if this continues, I will take you to the Old Bailey.
Savile got away with it, though. His denials triumphed until after his death.
Lucy, I suppose what's shocking here is just the arrogance of his words.
Yes, not just lying repeatedly, but boasting about women who throw themselves at him, about his charity work, and lying repeatedly. And at one stage he says, if you got a clear conscience, which I have, everything's okay, quite rich in hindsight. But it shines a light not just on him, but the police behaviour as well. I know that the victims have found this particularly upsetting, that here he was being questioned in quite some detail about allegations, and yet nothing happened. Before the detail of this was made public, Surrey Police had been criticised for effectively allowing Savile to lead the police interview, and also the Crown Prosecution Service criticised for not taking any charges forward. But when you see the detail, there are just pages of the police interview where he rants at the police officers for ages without them interrupting. And he got away with it, and I think from this police interview we see that he didn't need to.
Okay, Lucy, thank you very much indeed.
The honesty of 3 police officers